It's safe to say Erik Killmonger from Black Panther is one of the most highly regarded villains in the entire MCU. There have been many reasons for this, but some fans feel one of them is that Erik Killmonger didn't overstay his welcome. His star was one that burned out bright, but there are some who can't help but hope he returns for Black Panther 2. His ending looked pretty definitive by Marvel standards, but we'll talk about some ways he could make a surprising return. Heart-shaped herb. During Black Panther, we learn that the rest of the world saw Wakanda as an underdeveloped nation with few resources of value. Of course, we soon learned it's positively teeming with ultra-powerful vibranium and enough technology to make Tony Stark jealous. But there's a lot more to Wakanda than its sources of vibranium and the devices it powers. One surprisingly simple yet powerful item found in Wakanda is the heart-shaped herb, which is an important part of the Black Panther ceremony. In the comic books, the heart-shaped herb grew where the meteorite made of vibranium hit Earth. Not only does this make this an extremely powerful plant, but it's a poetic blending of the ideas of Wakandan technology and tradition. After defeating T'Challa in combat, Killmonger, of course, gets to take one of the heart-shaped herbs for himself. He orders the rest of them destroyed so nobody else can have any, which seems like a surprisingly childish move on his part, but still, before his final battle with T'Challa, he had taken part in the ritual involving this special plant. These herbs grant powers similar to the super soldier serum, which fuels Captain America. Is it possible that, even if T'Challa left Killmonger for dead, this herb had other ideas? Maybe the herb had plans for Killmonger that aren't quite over yet. Shuri. Is there anything Shuri from Black Panther can't do? Well, besides survive the decimation, apparently. Sorry, we know it's way too soon for those jokes. Still, during the brief time we've known her in the MCU, her incredible technological prowess seems to know no bounds. We've seen her develop crazy powerful weapons, but her powers are far more than merely offensive. Shuri has the power to lay the smack down, but she also has the power to heal. We saw her perform an incredible act of healing on Everett Ross during Black Panther, after he sustained an injury which should have ended his life. Killmonger looked pretty bad at the end of Black Panther, but he certainly didn't look beyond Shuri's help. Plus, Shuri already nursed Bucky Barnes back to health. It seems she may have a soft spot for people who have been really and truly broken. Killmonger is technically her cousin, and even T'Challa was shown to have great sympathy for him. T'Chaka not only killed his father, but left him behind instead of bringing him back to Wakanda. If, as a result, Shuri feels any sort of guilt or responsibility towards Killmonger, would she really be able to resist the urge to use her technology to save him? Shuri's a character who's known for her brilliance, not her callousness. Timeline. While we're definitely excited about the prospect of Black Panther 2, we have to admit it's hard to look past the upcoming Avengers Endgame at the moment. Things in the MCU are definitely changing. Captain Marvel is being put forward as the face of the MCU, and her powers are unlike anything we've seen on the big screen so far. We're looking forward to the plot twists and shocking revelations of Endgame, but we also can't help but wonder what it's going to mean for the world beyond the movie. How will the events of Endgame impact the MCU moving forward after the credits roll? And after we get our mid and post-credit scenes, of course. Yes, right now in the MCU, Killmonger is most likely gone, but this could change. We're going to be dealing with time travel, alternate timelines, and massively powerful Infinity Stones. With these things, anything is possible, which is something comic book fans know all too well. Depending on how things shake out during Endgame, it's possible we'll see some deceased characters returning in new realities, or because of changes in the MCU's timeline. There's no shortage of people who want to see Killmonger back on the big screen, and it'd be easy enough for Marvel Studios to shrug their shoulders and say time travel as an explanation for his reappearance. The Mandarin. It might surprise you to know that, in the comic books, Killmonger isn't nearly as prolific as he is in Black Panther. But we think it's better to be pleasantly surprised by a character surpassing your expectations than to be let down by a character you were excited to see. Case in point, the Mandarin. Comic book fans have been waiting for ages to see this major Iron Man nemesis on the big screen, but this was definitely a case of be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. Not only did we get to see the watered-down, weird version of the Mandarin, but it turned out it wasn't even him. We did find out that the real Mandarin is still out there somewhere in the MCU, but he has yet to actually appear. Interestingly enough, the Mandarin and Killmonger team up for a period of time in the comic books. Killmonger also perishes in the comics, but he's revived using the Mandarin's magical rings. Ever since Doctor Strange, magic has been a real possibility in the MCU, so this doesn't sound that crazy. Of course, the resurrected Killmonger doesn't last long, but still, he does come back. Hey, we're talking about ways Killmonger could come back alive again. We can't promise him a long life, just another chance at one. Namor. While Wakanda was flying under the radar of the rest of the world, they had a few conflicts with other nations, but after T'Challa took the nation public at the end of Black Panther, things sure have changed. In the comic books, Wakanda frequently comes under fire, and one of its enemies is kinda surprising. DC may have Jason Momoa as Aquaman, but Marvel has the aquatic-based character Namor. He can be a friend or foe depending on his appearance, and he struggles to get along with his fellow heroes. Namor has been known to be an enemy of Wakanda in the past, as both Atlantis and Wakanda have been involved in some serious disputes. During his final scene in Black Panther, Killmonger gives a moving speech about accepting his death. He asks his cousin T'Challa to bury him at sea like his ancestors who jumped from the ships. If T'Challa did what Killmonger asked and dropped him into the ocean, it's possible he could have been discovered by someone like Namor. A chance to resurrect a powerful enemy of Wakanda isn't something Namor would likely pass up. Not only could this bring back Killmonger, but it could provide a way to incorporate Namor into Marvel's Phase 4. There's been talks about making a movie about Namor, so this could tie into the schedule of upcoming Marvel movies nicely. Ancestral Plane. There are many ways for characters to be remembered, even if they don't come back in a physical sense. The Ancestral Plane, also known as the Astral Dimension, is a dimension parallel to ours, where souls can exist outside of the body. In Doctor Strange, we saw Doctor Strange and the Ancient One having an important chat about the possible end of the world in this dimension. In Wakandan legend, this is where the souls of the departed go when their physical bodies cease to exist. By consuming the Heartshaped herb, it's possible to communicate with those who reside in this incorporeal world. We saw T'Challa travel through various occasions during Black Panther in order to communicate with his father. It seems as though other Black Panthers were there as well, which leaves us wondering about Killmonger. He did beat T'Challa in combat and took the Heartshaped herb in order to become the new Black Panther. Is it possible that Killmonger has a place beside the Black Panthers of history? If this is true, it's possible T'Challa could encounter him in this fashion during Black Panther 2. T'Challa and Killmonger may have their differences, but they do share a surprising amount of ideologies. It'd be interesting to see T'Challa turn to his one-time enemy for guidance moving forward. Nakia. It might surprise you to know that the strong, independent Nakia from Black Panther is nothing like her comic book counterpart. In the comic, she's a member of the Dora Milaje, who, in addition to protecting the king, also serves as a dating pool for him. This aspect of their service was omitted from the movie, thankfully, but Nakia was completely smitten with T'Challa, who didn't feel the same way. Nakia even went as far as trying to take down T'Challa's girlfriend, which she thought would force him to fall in love with her. Unsurprisingly, it didn't work, and Nakia ended up getting exiled for her troubles. Later on, Nakia was the victim of an attack by Achebe, an enemy of T'Challa. He left her for dead when she was discovered by none other than Killmonger. He revived her and gave her the name Malice. Many fans have wondered if we'll get to see an evil Nakia turned Malice in the MCU, and think this would be an exciting addition to Black Panther 2. But Nakia is still very much alive while Killmonger is gone, so perhaps there could be some kind of role reversal. Maybe Nakia uses the fabled Altar of Resurrection to bring back Killmonger instead of the other way around. Kraven. Even if Killmonger does come back in Black Panther 2, that doesn't mean we can't have another villain. Director Ryan Coogler had his eye on one particular villain when creating the first Black Panther, but sadly, his plan was thwarted. Kraven the Hunter is one of those classic comic book villains we've been eager to see on the big screen. Unfortunately for Ryan Coogler and fans of the MCU, the rights to Kraven belong to Sony, since he's technically a part of Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery. But as we all know, Sony and Marvel Studios have been playing nicely together lately, and Sony even let them borrow Spider-Man for a few movies, so maybe it's not totally outside the realm of possibilities to see Kraven the Hunter join the cast of Black Panther 2. And if that's the case, he may want to revive Killmonger for reasons similar to the Mandarin. Killmonger is a powerful warrior who defeated T'Challa once before, and even succeeded in turning some of his own people against him. If he was teamed up with another powerful villain like Kraven the Hunter, who knows what he could accomplish? The Altar of Resurrection hasn't been introduced in the MCU yet, but if it does, it could easily be a game changer. A Kraven and Killmonger team-up is definitely something we'd love to see. T'Challa. Marvel characters are known for seemingly losing their lives only to reappear again later totally fine. But what if Killmonger never really died? His final scene in Black Panther was quite extended and featured plenty of dialogue and camera time. It's not one of those scenarios where someone crashes into the ocean or falls off a speeding train, and we don't see what happens to them. The slow and straightforward way in which Killmonger seemed to perish certainly made it look like he was really gone. But could T'Challa really have sat by and watched him go? He spent the whole movie discovering that Killmonger had some valid points regarding how Wakanda should be run. T'Challa even went public with Wakanda and started an outreach program by the end of the film. In addition, Killmonger is his cousin, and it's clear he was horrified to learn his father had left him behind. While T'Challa is strong enough to do what needs to be done, it's clear he's still a caring person, which is what makes him a good king. It's possible he couldn't sit by and watch Killmonger die, despite Killmonger asking him to. In light of Killmonger's recent takeover, it's likely T'Challa wouldn't want to make his survival public knowledge. It wouldn't be too crazy to think T'Challa might have stashed him away somewhere until he can figure out what to do with him. Flashback. There are many ways a character can come back without actually being resurrected. Despite how things ended between them, it's likely T'Challa has some regrets about how it all went down with Killmonger. It seems as though he learned from their interactions and are taking those lessons with him as ruler of Wakanda. Thus, it's possible Killmonger will appear in flashbacks at various points in Black Panther 2. Not only might he be on T'Challa's mind, but possibly that of the new villain. Let's not forget all those scars on Killmonger's body weren't just an aesthetic choice. They represented lives he claimed during his time in the military. It's possible he has a connection with the new villain, who may think back to his times with Killmonger. When it comes to possible enemies, the sky is pretty much the limit. One option is Salamander Karul, who was one of Killmonger's trusted allies. He helped Killmonger attempt to overthrow T'Challa before, so a connection between them would be a plausible nod to their comic book relationship. Salamander wasn't a huge standalone villain in the comic books, but this could actually work to his advantage. Audience expectation will be low, giving Marvel Studios a lot more freedom to develop him as a character. Sometimes when it comes to the expectations of comic book fans, less is definitely more. Do you think Erik Killmonger is going to make a reappearance in Black Panther 2? Do you even want him to come back? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section, and then click on the subscribe button for more videos from us here at CBR. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.